On this episode of UNIVERS, we chat with singer, songwriter, producer extraordinaire Adam Joseph about wearing multiple hats as a musician and much more. Adam schools the children on writing bitch tracks, artistic growth, and making long-lasting connections in the music industry. Diversity and Kendoll also touch on staying fabulous and grounded as the world approaches much-needed change, both political conventions and Kendoll's new original arrangement and cover video of Marvin Gaye's What's Going On with his band and the timeliness of the song in 2020. You can stay up to date with us in a most timely manner when you like this video, say hello in the comments section, and subscribe by clicking the bell button. Welcome to our universe.
Episode 8.
Episode 8.
We only have 21 minus 8. Well, no, I was going to say if you do something for 21 days, it becomes a habit.
Oh.
I feel like this has been more than 21 days, and 21 episodes would be like a lot.
We have 2 more episodes to the end of the season, so that's a big deal.
Yes, we do.
So that's a big deal.
Yes, we do.
And today is a beautiful day because we have our beautiful guest, Adam Joseph.
You're giving me like full-on Oprah energy right now.
Adam Joseph.
Adam. The necklace is actually kind of Oprah too.
Is it? It's
A
subtle.
little bit.
It's subtle.
Yeah.
I
Oprah's
had
subtle.
time. I had time today to get it together. So, I put it
She
together.
had time.
Just a little bit. Just a little,
She
just a
had
little
her
moment.
time.
Just a little moment. And I love how somehow, some way, without even planning, you and I are again
Always.
matching. What is this
Always.
about?
I-
You decided to
well,
wear a little blazer with a little cut. Like, please tell me, is also yours sleeveless? Because mine's sleeveless.
sleep. Well, yeah. This is.
Oh my God! Could it be? Could it be?
Could it be?
We are so aligned and so in tune with
We
each
have
other.
been. We have
Oh
been
my-
this whole time. I think. What was the one you wore the caftan in?
Yeah, that's
We
what I
were
mean.
really aligned.
Yeah, like what was that about? Like we just,
Your makeup
I mean,
that day was fresh too. Oh, love it. I mean, we love
Anyway.
a your makeup today is fresh, and we also love non-makeup moments. But we love everything. But that
that's what you're supposed to say, and I appreciate you for it. Thank you both.
so
So tell me, please, about your week, about everything, because oh my God, so much has been going on. Like everything has been going
So-
on. There's
so much-
hurricanes, there's riots, there's election gig shows, there's memes, there's it's a whole. There's a new episode, a new series. I mean, it's like what is happening in this
Listen.
world. So how was your week from last week? Because last week I was in San Diego.
My week, yes, you were. My week was wonderful. This week I watched our last episode 7. It was just
With
us.
everybody else.
I watched with everybody else, and I was just dragging myself the whole time because of all, I was on 2 hours of sleep. So if you want to see someone seem drunk but not actually have the benefits of being drunk, watch episode 7 because I'm just like out of my mind. Like I'm talking so like you were explaining Idiocracy to me, and I was like, they were giving Gatorade to plants. I can't believe why would they do that. So and everything was just so surprising to me. And I told you, I said, I'm rewatching this episode. I remember everything you said, but I have no recollection of what I said back to you.
That's so funny.
It was
So funny.
entertaining for me because I just felt like I was drunk. Also, I was recording my audio the whole time. I'm really hoping this doesn't happen today, but my audio putzed out. So luckily we had my, these beautiful
The backups.
the backups. They really were worth the $250 that I didn't spend on them. Hallelujah.
I want to thank the fans of OnlyFans of Ken to continue
Yes.
funding and their
yes.
donations and everything. Thank you.
Thanks. Check out
I mean-
my OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Not really. Not yet.
Well,
Not yet.
not yet. But let's see what keeps happening in this world. Speaking of, I think last week was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun. I know that for me, I
I
took a
always have
moment
fun.
to watch Idiocracy. I watched it again because I was like, what about that movie was so like triggering for that conversation? And then so I watched it again and I was like, yeah. It's definitely an early 2000s movie, but it speaks of the current times and there's so much going on. Honestly, Ken, I didn't notice that you were in an altered state of being, and not to say that that's what you're always like, but I think mentally for me, was you guys didn't get a chance to hear it because I was so good and so fast with my mute button, but I had for some weird reason at whatever time that was, it was like 9 a.m. or something,
Mhm.
all of San Diego decided to park right in front of where I was sitting and honk their horns. Every plane wanted
Ah,
to take off. Everybody, all the kids wanted to run around. There was dogs, there were giraffes, there were everything. So I was so like worried about what was happening around me that
mhm.
I was making sure that we were having conversations because I always love to dive in with you with all these ideas and everything that we're talking about. But then also like, oh my God, this editing later is going to be terrible if I'm not quick with the finger. So, anyways,
Oh,
it was
right,
fun.
because
It was a good time. I
you
was
were
muting.
muting the yeah, you were
Yes,
muting yourself.
everybody learn the power of muting. It works. It works.
Do it on your Zoom calls, baby.
Oh God.
Do it.
Have you seen that meme where it's like a lady and she's sitting like this, and when you press when you unmute yourself to say okay, and it's like I'm breaking my silence. Have you seen that meme yet? Oh
No.
my God, I'll send it to you later. It's hilarious. But I'm so excited about today. So this week, all right, let's dive right in. Let's just get this out of the way really fast.
Let's go.
I am not watching the RNC, the DNC, the BN3, the RNI, me. This is
NBC.
the NBC. This is why. Um, the level of anxiety that I get. Actually, I was talking with a very close
Mm.
friend of me yesterday. I started watching it. I'll watch like the first day. I'll like, all right, let's dive in, and I start watching it, and I just all of a sudden feel like I'm suffocating. And so I was like, all right, look, it's not for me. And maybe the reason is because I think maybe my spirit guides and my higher self is telling me your attention, your time is needed on the explore page of Instagram.
Mm.
Your attention is needed on scrolling through Facebook and seeing what's happening. Your attention is needed anywhere else but here. Do not pay attention to this because there's just so much other stuff. I'm being funny, but I can't. I cannot. I cannot.
I actually, you know, as a gay man, let's just put it out there.
Wait, you're gay?
You know, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I obviously lean pretty left, um, very left. So I was excited to watch the DNC, and I was pretty bored. But then again, I thought, okay, well, I really long for a time when I couldn't watch something political and be like, oh yeah, this is boring. Cool. You know?
Hmm.
I think that we're so wrapped up in the entertainment, or not we, but some people, 40% of this country is wrapped up in the entertainment of politics and what he said about these people, and then they reacted, and then
Right.
and then it's not really like, it's not a show. Like you even said it in the beginning, jokingly, like, this is not a show. It's not a show. It's real. It is the real world. It is real life. It is real other world leaders trying to deal with this clown in the White House. And honestly, eh, I just I don't need it to be entertaining. I just need it to be real. I need it to be effective. And so I was like, all right, well, fuck this. And then I started watching, but Michelle Obama did give a great speech. Kamala Harris gave a great speech. Joe Biden, I saw him at the very beginning of his speech. I don't know if it was live or taped, but if it was taped, there was a mistake, because I saw Joe Biden notice within 2 minutes of his speech that he had like a piece of hair. And Joe I was telling my barber today, because I got my haircut today. I was telling him, I was like, I
You look
think Joe
gorgeous,
Biden.
by the way. I love this haircut.
Thank
Like,
you,
yes. Is this the
baby.
same barber from episode 2?
The weed barber? Yes, it is. Yes,
Thank
it
you,
is.
weed barber.
I
He
can't
looks
believe you.
great.
Shout out to Maddie, who I love, who
I
gave me an
muted. I muted
edible.
his. I muted his name last time. Don't make me mute it again. We
Well,
love
no,
you, weed barber.
we went to his shop, um, this time, so he didn't sneak to my house and cut my hair like he did last time.
Okay.
But, um, we love Maddie. He gave me some. We even talked about it today. He's like, I gave you that edible, and I was not expecting you to eat the whole thing. But after you ate it, I didn't want to tell you that maybe you shouldn't have eaten the whole thing because didn't matter what he told me at that point. But I was telling him about what I watched Joe Biden say during the DNC. I didn't really pay attention to what he said because he was just fixing his hair the whole time. Well, he fixed it once, and then I could tell as he was continuing to deliver, he was thinking about fixing his hair the rest of the speech. And it's like at some point Joe Biden must have had like hair plugs because it was real frizzy in certain parts. And you know what that means. We're not going to say it. He's hopefully going to be our president. We love everybody, but whatever. So he was thinking about that. So that was a funny moment for me. I wasn't going to watch the RNC because I'm like, what's the point? Half of the speakers are Trumps, and that's true. Um, and have you seen the Kimberly Guilfoyle meme?
Which one? All of them? Like,
Okay, shout out
it's
to Saint Hoax. Go to Instagram and check out Saint Hoax.
they're so
The
good. Every
the
single
one
one
where
of them are
she's like,
amazing.
America will whatever rise again, and she becomes like she remember the Little Mermaid, and
She
um
becomes Ursula.
or she becomes
Yeah.
Ursula.
I saw the
That's
one where
exactly.
I saw the one where she's the bad lady from Power Rangers.
Oh, I did see that too.
You know what's her name? I don't even know. Oh
I
my god, the
don't know her
Ursula
name
one, I
either.
watched that one. I know you're talking about. It's amazing. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. It's
she
brilliant.
she is, and you know what else is really funny? A good portion of Kimberly Guilfoyle's speech shits on the way that California is being run right now. California is being run by her ex-husband. She was married to Gavin Newsom. So I was like, okay, this is either incredibly, petty. You don't like your ex-husband, so fuck him. I'm gonna shit on him on the or on the RNC, or it's just incredibly, you know, you're tone deaf. You know what I mean?
Well, here's the thing. This is why I get anxiety when I watch politics. Politics is like GB.
Go. This is seltzer water, by the way.
Good for you. Politics is like GB. There's a lot of people that are still gigging that shouldn't be gigging. There's a lot of people that, uh, you know, dated from like bands on that they would never play together, but they did, and they dated, and they have 8 kids and 4 dogs, and you never know. But one time they're on the same gig, and you're like, oh wow, well you guys know each other? It's like, yeah, we've been married for 42 years. Like,
Oh
wow,
my
okay, no idea.
god.
And then you have, those that are brand new, they're really excited, they think this is it. GB is like going to change my career, and I've got some really great ideas on how to change it. And then like you go talk to your band leader, and your band leader's like, that's not how we do it. And then you learn the ropes of
And
GB.
right.
And that's politics. So I think that like,
It is.
so
Okay,
I
so
think the
I see.
RNC is like the showcase that we used to do every new season to get some gigs, and the DNC and the things are.
Right.
So I'm having like a really therapeutic moment just like talking through this, I think. Because like I feel like I didn't, it just makes sense to me. Maybe that's why it's just a lot of PTSD for me. But I think that like there's everyone is singing Uptown Funk. Everyone is singing At Last.
All the time.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Is that the
Everyone's
only
saying
song?
the same thing.
Is Uptown
Everyone's saying
Funk
the
the
same fucking
only
thing.
song that exists?
No, there isn't. But those are the ones that we are going to be doing. And every girl's going to sing in the middle. So like, all I'm saying is that like they're all saying the same thing, you know.
In the middle.
Like the and that was my issue. I think that was where I was kind of started walking away because I was like, oh, I know this gig. I know this. Like I was hoping, like you said, something real, something fresh, something that spoke to me. And I realized that they're still hiring the same band leaders. They're still hiring the same script writers. They're still recycling the same set list from last time, you know? And I think that that is a huge metaphor, but that's, I think, also what I'm
Disheartening.
yeah, and I'm like I'm slightly over it. So, you know, and that's how and also it is like that with GB is like some people are like completely pro the hot band right now that has a whole bunch of kids, and some people are like super pro about the older band that's been around since like 1954, and the band leader's never missed a gig since, you know, except that one time he, you know, decapitated and then they reattached his head and he made it to the gig.
But he was an hour late, and then you know he just like
He
took
walked
his
in.
head,
He walked in with a scarf on and kept doing it. You know.
put it on the mic stand next to him, and it was just like, all right, sugar pie honey bunch,
Let's
let's
go.
go.
Let's go.
Hold
And
the
he
mic up to my head. Yeah.
yeah, he put the mic up to the head and was like, sing. Yeah, I'm telling you. So all right. Okay.
We love it. Good
We
times.
love it. So
We're
that's
really
what I
having good
think.
times.
Yeah, that's what I think about politics, and that's what I think about the gig, and that's I you know everyone asks, so therefore, but I am keeping an eye on what's happening in general. I really think that this weekend with the two hurricanes that are hitting New Orleans,
Whoa.
and Texas and everything is really going to define President Trump's possible reelection or not, the way he handles it.
Who?
Well,
I'm
he's
just
our
kidding.
fucking president, girl. Like that's
I'm
it.
just kidding.
I have to be respectable, but like you know what I mean. Like I feel like that at the end of the day is really going to define him this weekend with the protests going on, with everything as well. So I find that that's really going to be this weekend's going to be a big one. And I am thinking a lot about those people in the hurricane season right now that are there in New Orleans.
It's gonna be
Adam's got
bad.
a bunch of friends out there, and I even told him, like, look, I've never been in New Orleans, I've never been out there, but I am holding your friends in my prayers because it's gonna be a really bad one. It's gonna be really. I've seen hurricanes. I was raised in Miami, so when I see Category 3, Category 4, they're Category 5. I mean, I lived through Andrew, I lived through Wilma, I lived through Katrina. So like, I was there for them until like when I see this one looks mean. This one looks wet and windy. This one looks, you know, tough. And with COVID still happening, with a lot of things still occurring, I don't know what situations we're going to be allowing ourselves to. How are we going to handle this when people need help? How are we going to be there for those that need it? How, you know, things like that. I don't know how we're going to handle this part with the things that are in place when it comes to social distancing and wearing your masks and when it doesn't matter because you need water, you know, it's like, so I don't know. So this weekend is going to be an important one. So, you know, for those watching, probably you're going to obviously see this afterwards, but you know, we really are holding you and continue to hold you in our thoughts and in our prayers, hold lighting candles really truly and deeply, because hurricanes are tough. It's not just the hurricane, it's what happens afterwards. It's the few days afterwards when there is no water, when there's no electricity, when you have to stay up all night standing guard for your home because you're the only one with the generator. You know what I mean? When you're still drinking water out of the bathtub that you filled with cold water, so like there's clean water that you can like wash with. When it's the week, 2 weeks after, it's not the day of.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel you. I think that we are just really hoping that the people in these hurricanes are staying safe. Um, and the other political stuff, I'm not even really worried about it because I'm more worried about the actual people. You know, like you said, the politics is really just a show, and then what's really happening in the world is what's happening in Kenosha, which I, I want to take a beat on that. I don't even want to talk about it yet because it's real fucked up.
It's also just begun. This is
It's just begun, and
just begun.
I don't even know all the details yet. So I want to, I'd rather hear from our listeners
Did
as
you
to what
watch the
they.
video?
I couldn't get through it. No,
I watched it. I watched it.
when I saw that they were about to shoot him, and thank God he's still alive as far as we know right now. I don't know if that will change when, hopefully it doesn't. But he unfortunately they already know that he's paralyzed, and they think that that's a pretty permanent thing. Um, I just couldn't. I couldn't watch them. I saw him like walk away from them,
Yeah.
and he's just like, "Meh," Did he know he was going to be shot 7, 8, 9, 10 seconds later? Absolutely not. Um, I don't think it was that serious, which is why it's really a problem. It wasn't a serious issue. It wasn't serious enough for him, whatever they were doing,
No. No. In no
for
shape or
him to be
form.
shot. And even, I saw someone post something that says, you know, you have the right, even if you do commit a crime, to not be shot by the police. Even if you steal something, even, you know what I mean? Like, you have a right not to be shot and, in many cases killed. And if you look at that 17-year-old shooter in Kenosha, who was a protester, who was pro-Trump, the cops were thanking him, and he killed people that night. He was in police custody, and the cops were thanking him.
Yeah, he killed
So,
two people. He killed two people, two white people. And he was a kid with an assault rifle. And that's what I think it's just starting. Um, it's
yeah,
there's just a lot of pent up energy right now. And the timing of this, I think, is a cute. It's a moment for us to wake up again, because we were like, oh, we were already. I could see it on my feed. I could see it on my algorithm that people weren't even like reacting when someone would be like, you know, uh, say her name, Breonna Taylor, say, Black Lives Matter. Like they were not. People weren't even reacting anymore. So it's
hmm
like something. It's almost like it's starting to get its tempo, and the fact that it's even having a tempo for me, like a pulse, is extremely frustrating, because that means nothing is changing. Um,
Oh yeah,
and again, going back to the RNC and the DNC and all that, it's, we're so busy putting on these gigs, but we're not rolling up our sleeves and getting in there. So, hopefully next podcast we'll keep this. Hopefully we have nothing to talk about because world peace has rained down upon us.
world peace, child, world peace. But I mean, I don't know. It's you would hope that after everything that happened with George Floyd, like that was such a big thing, and there was such a big response to that. You would hope that there would be some change, and the fact that this happened is just. I
Yeah.
saw somebody post the other day, like, you know, and no disrespect to the good cops out there. There are definitely good cops out there, but uh, the it takes 6 months to get to be licensed to become a cop. However, to be licensed to enforce the law. However,
Yeah.
takes it takes 8 years to get a degree to learn the law.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
You know what I
No,
mean?
none of it makes sense.
Right.
There has to be a reforming of everything, and that's part of the things that I think we must start really paying attention and understanding that our leaders, unfortunately, see, yes, our president is important, and who our vice president is very important, but I think our community leaders, our local leaders,
Totally.
those are the ones that are really going to be the most important ones that we need to be really paying attention and time and giving time to researching who they are and pushing them. And speaking of, all of this, I found that the video that you just posted that you did with Beantown of what's going on, it was interesting. I loved it. I loved it so much.
Thank you.
I was obsessed. I called you and I was like, oh my God, I was yelling in your ear. But then I'll share this with you, Ken,
Yeah.
and our viewers. Candidly, I got very angry all of a sudden because I was like, beep, 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 explicit, explicit, explicit. These words are so effing true. And even though it was written to the parents from a perspective of a child trying to understand, I'm not saying like an actual child, but a young mind trying to understand this world that it's about to go into.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's still relevant. It's still real. And I get it. I should be probably mad too that songs like Unbreak My Heart are still relevant too, but all jokes aside, I got enraged. I really tapped into my rage today. And then I was happy that you guys took the time to create such a beautiful version of it, to give it its space and bring it back to our airwaves. So thank you guys for doing that. Thank you, Beantown. Thank you, everybody that was part of it. Tell me a little
Well,
bit about that. Did you produce that? Tell me the story behind it a little bit, guys.
I did, and thank you for watching. And it's really funny when we came up with the idea to do the song. I worked on the song with a great friend of mine, collaborator named Zaili Gonzalez Zamora, and she is the keys player in the video. If you watch, she is also the keys player in Beantown. She did the instrumental arrangements, and then I worked with her on the vocal arrangements. And then once we did the arrangements, we recorded everyone virtually, and then individually we recorded them, and then I put the whole production together. When we decided to do it, this is before George Floyd. So we were just talking about originally, we were just talking about coronavirus. What's going on? That was really the connection we were making. I know. And then as we had started doing meetings about it, um, the week George Floyd happened. And there were some people who were like, we really need to rush this. We want to do this now. And I said, we need to take a beat because I don't want to make any production that I do about someone else's death. You know what I mean? I don't want to be, I am tired of the people, some of the musicians that I see, and we love everybody, but I'm tired of seeing so sad that so and so died. Here's my new single about it, or here's my cover. I didn't want to do that. And so we wanted to take a beat, and we wanted it to be about the bigger picture, what's going on all over. And so, we waited a little while, and then we decided, okay, now's a better time to do it. Now that we sort of know what this means in terms of our history as a culture, we're always creating culture and we're always creating history through, what happens and what we do. And I just really think that I wasn't expecting, it came out the other day, and I wasn't expecting us to be in another moment of upheaval. And in some way, I think it's good. I just don't want people to think that it's opportunistic because we've been working on it for a long time, and it's not meant to be opportunistic. It's meant to be a message, and it's an opportunity for musicians, 11 of us, to come together and to sort of make a statement, which I think is which I think is cool, especially because it's from the GB perspective, and GB can be so, this is by the book. And we all kind of came together and said, we don't want to do this song by the book. We want to do our arrangement. We want to do our harmonies, our grooves, our thing. So we put our 2020 stamp on it, which I love, and I thank every single person in that band for allowing me to do with them. I think it was a fabulous, I don't want to say recollection, but it was a fabulous commentary on what we're going through as a society. And I hope somewhere that people listen, and maybe, maybe if they think they have everything kind of understood, if they just listen, they'll see a different perspective.
Listen to those lyrics. I'm with you 100%. Just listen to the lyrics, and you just did such a fantastic job, Ken. And everybody just slayed it. Just slayed it. The vocal harmonies were just so dense and gorgeous, and then the reharms and just everything. So I mean, it was for me personally. I know that I was enamored with how the arrangement was and everything, but it did bring up an emotion. And I think that was something that I wasn't able to tap into until I heard that and watched it with everyone recording at home. It just brought up COVID to me. It brought up, the fact that we can't come together. It's August, dude. You're in the center of gigging territory right now. You're making $2 to $3 grand a weekend and you can't. You know what I mean? You cannot.
Yeah.
So it's like that, it's tough. So that plus, the fact that like just the timing of it and the lyrics of it, it brought up everything that I was feeling, which is just watching the video. That, you know how it is. You watch the videos and you just kind of, oh, that's a lot. You put your phone down or you scroll through something else and you just kind of move on. But it's still there. And your body and your mind is like, what do I do with this? And you're like, I'm angry about that. But I don't have words to express it. I can't do anything. I'm here. And I can post something and I can go out there and do it, but, and protest. But even if I protest, I could get shot now if I decide to say what I think, So anyways, go check it out, guys.
Thank you. Yeah. And I want to give a shout out to everyone that worked on the video as well. They, everyone's super talented. And it was an honor to share not so much a performative moment, but like a real moment with a lot of musicians. So that's really cool.
Yeah. Speaking of performative moments, and getting together with people, you wanna go ahead and just bring on my other BFF in this world?
Let's do it.
Can we bring on Adam Joseph?
Let's do it.
Adam, can we bring on Mr. Adam Joseph, the legendary Adam Joseph?
Let's go.
Hello. Hi, Adam.
Oh, wow, you brought out the trumpets, huh?
How you doing?
Hey, boo.
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Yay. Oh, my God.
Thank you for being here. How are you?
I'm great. I am just here in Phoenix, Arizona, enjoying the scorching heat.
Just chilling.
Yep.
Is it like 100? What is it right now? 100 and what over there?
Oh, it was definitely above 110 today. Yeah.
Oh my God, what did you do today?
What did I do? I actually was working on a new song.
Yes!
Wow.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I'm working on a new album. I just kind of decided to do it recently, and I've got about 2 songs written. Like I just started like this past week, so I did 2 songs so far. So I'm trying to do it real quick and easy.
Work.
Good.
That's how you get it done.
Yeah.
That's it. So we're super excited to have you, just because I know you through Natalie, but I also know you through some of the music that you've been making. You've got so many accomplishments. You've got the bitch tracks, but you've also got these amazing albums as a singer-songwriter. So I'm interested, where are you going with this new project?
Well, I am just doing I'm focusing, my main focus on this project is to have fun, to make some fun songs, and to not think about it too much and like stress myself, and just focus on like enjoying the process. Because it can be it can get, very stressful very fast if you let it. So I'm just trying to have a good time and remember why I make music in the first place. Is to like have fun and make me happy.
Amen.
So that's, I think it's definitely, I'm trying to get more back to like the soulful roots of what I did, what I've always.
Yeah, because you can sing.
Adam can sing. So like
you can sing.
I was telling Ken, I was like, Okay, so I don't know. You probably know this one, and I sent him You're Mine from your first EP of How I Seem to Be. And he was like, yeah, been known it. And I was like, I'm so late, but like, I'm so glad that you're going back to that place, because everybody right now, you've been doing the pop music. You did Daddy, you did By Felicia, like you did so many songs
100 people in a room.
You did so many songs, Adam. You've done so many songs, Adam, that, you know, really honor kind of like the pop market and your versatility. But then being able, like, when people actually see you live, you're ripping these songs in two.
You can sing.
And Ken, you know that Adam is also what is it? Yeah, he has perfect pitch. Both of you guys have perfect pitch.
Oh, I've been.
I don't know. I don't know if I have
lately.
perfect pitch. I like to test it. I think I have
call
relative
it
pitch.
There you
Yeah,
go.
I'm not like the
There you go.
like the crazy like play any note and I can like name all the notes, but I'm usually pretty close because we were trained in choir when I was in high school to always sing an A. Like we would sing an A every day, like the entire choir. And then my teacher would hit the A and see if we were like flat or sharp or that kind
That's
of
so
like
funny.
always
Mine
stuck
was
in
a
my
C.
head.
Mine was a C. My choir teacher, who was about 100 years old, you hit this note and you'd be like, ah, and he'd be like, tune it. If you couldn't hit it, then he just yelled at you until you cried and went home. But so we talked about these awesome bitch tracks. Where did you, first of all, educate the children, tell them what a bitch track is, and B, tell me your process in making these, because you churn them out, girl.
No, seriously.
Well, I guess firstly, a bitch track is usually, I mean, it can be a couple different things, but one thing that makes a bitch track is it's always got some kind of cunty attitude towards it.
Gotta be a cunt.
But it could be, sometimes bitch tracks are made from like a recording of someone talking that wasn't necessarily meant to be a song. And then there are other bitch tracks where they actually are talking over the beat or kind of almost rapping or whatever. But yeah, it can be kind of either way. But I started doing bitch tracks in New York with along with Johnny McGovern.
Johnny.
And we did a bitch track we did a bunch of bitch tracks, but I think the first one that we really did together was called The Look, which was taking a vocal from one of our friends named Xander from Johnny's podcast, where he had gone on and talked about his look and his outfit and all this stuff. And then we took that and made it into a song. And so that was, that's kind of like the same type of thing that I did with a lot of these other bitch tracks, the newer ones from RuPaul's Drag Race, and I did the one with Lady Gaga with 100 people in a room. And so it's fun. And I think there's something really special about taking like an actual conversation that happened in the real world and then putting it over music, because it has that that non-performed natural like real it's just real, so like you're like capturing that moment and you're reliving it in the song. So
I love that
cool.
And you can pick up on certain cadences in the way that people talk when you do a bitch track, that like you're like, it's not performed, but it's certainly said in a certain way that you can be like, oh, okay, I get why that's important,
Yeah, sometimes it's even like I'll hear a note in someone's voice and base the pitch of the song, the key of the song around that. So then it's like when they hit that one word, they're like on the one of the song. So it just like fits in perfectly. I love when stuff like that happens. And sometimes it just happens like, and I'm not even thinking about it. And I'm like, oh yeah, look, that just works.
I love
Oh my
it.
gosh. Oh my gosh. So now, you what the latest bitch track that you did was, I think it was was it the Lady Gaga?
No, I did
No.
one a couple. I think it was in July or June
Uh-huh.
or July with Britney Spears' voice
Yes.
with the crazy Instagram
Yes.
video that
Yes,
she
yes, yes,
did
yes, yes.
Oh
Yes, yes,
no, I
yes.
haven't seen that.
Yes, I
to
saw
all
that.
my
Thank you.
friends at the LGBTQ community.
Wait.
So we were actually doing
At the center.
me and Johnny and my
Ah.
friend Erica Tor were doing a podcast talking about that video, and I'm always like on the lookout for good audio clips that I can use for bitch tracks. And I was like, we did a whole podcast about it, talking about how weird and how crazy it was. And then
So
at the end of the
amazing.
podcast, I was like, wait a minute, this is my next bitch track. So it just like
Big one.
fell into place.
All my
Aww.
friends at the LGBT community.
Yeah, and
I
then
love her. We
you were
love
asking
Brittany.
about like my process of doing the bitch tracks, but
Yeah,
like
tell me
I
that.
always, pretty much all of the bitch tracks that I've done in the last, 3 years, I've done all in like a day. Like I usually don't take like any more than a day to do it, because sometimes I mean, they're all kind of time sensitive to like current events and stuff. So I'm
Right.
always trying to get it out as fast as possible.
Gotta be quick with
Plus,
that
I'm
shit.
not like usually selling these or anything. I'm just putting them up on YouTube and SoundCloud and whatever. So I'm not like crazy meticulous about, every little thing. I'm just like, just put it out there. It's fun. It's just, it's just a kiki. So yeah, I try to do them as fast as possible and not like obsess over it too much, just to like get it out there,
It's yeah, and I mean it always, like you said, it's always if the vocals on the one, there's always something that really hits about it that kills me. Um, they're so funny. But I want to kind of shift a little bit because y'all have a song together, and that song, Diversity, slayed me. So tell me, we'll talk about diversity. Tell me about how you guys met, how you guys know each other, and then how this song Diversity came about. Because I swear to God, if we didn't already have a theme song for this podcast, that would be it. That was the theme song for my life for like 2 weeks. Tell me everything.
Well, we we met in college at
Yeah.
Berkeley.
Berkeley.
But we weren't really like super close in college. We just kind of, saw each other around. And then when I moved to LA in 2016, we reconnected, and I was kind of looking for some people to write with, because I was, I was just like writing a bunch of songs and trying to write new stuff for me, and just writing songs to pitch and stuff. So
Mhm.
we got together. She came over to my house. We got together for a writing session, and we were like, "Oh my god! Like, why haven't we been besties this whole time?"
Legitimately.
And I was like, "It's it was so easy to work together, and we just like really understood each other, and just like the chemistry was really great." And so is that when we wrote?
Out of control, I
Uh,
think.
Yeah, we wrote a song for me called "Out of Control,"
Yeah.
which you guys can watch. It's out on YouTube. There's a music video, and um, then she was like, "Well, I want to do some stuff. I want to do a song for myself." And I was like, "Yeah, well, let's do it." I was like, "I can produce it," and um, she said she wanted. I mean, she came up with the idea for like diversity, and we actually wrote one version of the song, which happens a lot when writing.
Yeah.
We wrote one
Mhm.
version of the song to like a scratch track that I made, and then we kind of were like, well, this is cute, but like let's maybe flip it and try a different vibe, and then we wrote a completely different song,
Yeah.
and then
Okay.
I made a completely different track. So it was like
Yeah.
like there was many, like that's the difference between like doing a song in a day and like really taking the time, because I
Right.
was working on that song for months before it came out.
Yeah.
But
And And it's interesting too, because when I remember when we were writing, writing with you, Adam, it's always a clinic. I learned so much. I learned so much, and it's no tea. Like, I'm no shade at all. Like, total tea. Like, it's like I I always learn so much about just like the approach and the structure and how to come at something in a way that it's always going to outlive you. There's this
Mm.
understanding that this is going out into the world, and somehow, some way, everything that you're trying to convey must be inside of this package. And at that time, when we worked on diversity, I was still known as Natalie Fernandez as an artist. And I remember going to Adam and being like, okay, look, I know it's going to be a lot, but I'm changing my name. Remember, we were there at your apartment. You were outside smoking a cigarette, and I was like, "I'm changing my name. No, not a lot of people know about this just yet, but I'm gonna be known as Diversity, Unity, Harmony." And then you were like, "Duh, cute."
That's what I said too.
Cute. And I was like, and I want to write a song, about diversity, and so the first version was super like cute. It was cute, but the new version and then the remixes after that were just like, I'm still working
Remixes
on
are killing
visuals
me
for
too.
them. They were just amazing, and working with Adam specifically on that and helping me build that identity to my public really gave me a lot of pride and a lot of courage and confidence to continue in that path, because it wasn't some crap. It was really great. It was a really great first step out for me. So thank you, Adam. I love you.
Yeah, I mean, it was great. I'm really happy with the way that song
You've
turned
written
out.
with everybody too, Adam. I mean, like, the reason we know each other, the reason Adam and I really know each other is because of Peppermint. So like, you write
Right.
literally with everybody. So now that you're writing for yourself, this new EP that you're working on, like, I'm sure that it must feel great to just for a moment kind of dive in and be like, whoa, all right, what do I want to say?
That's honestly it's the hardest thing as a songwriter, because I can write a song for another person like whenever, no big deal, no stress, because I know that in the end I'm not the one singing the song. But when it's me and I'm like thinking about, okay, I'm thinking about myself getting up on stage and performing this, there's another level of like, is this really what I want to do? Is this really the sound that I want to go for? Is this like what the words that I want to say? Because it's like trying to, like, these are going to be my songs. So it's a little bit more challenging, honestly.
Mm.
Um, but you know, it's just that's why I'm really trying to like not get in my head about it. Just have fun with it.
Yeah, and also hearing real quick the process mentally as well on your podcast, Turning Purple with Erica Tour.
Right.
You guys have really been super candid about how through quarantine, really just chiseling at the core of so many things with everybody.
Hmm.
Everyone, please check out this podcast. It's amazing. It's every Tuesday, Turning Purple. It sounds
Yep.
way better when Adam does it. But with Miss Erica Tour, I did the podcast one way or the other kind of realign you to want to start focusing more on your EP and writing and just
Mm.
kind of putting aside that vibe?
Yes. The podcast, uh, my podcast really has done a lot for me personally and artistically, because we're really kind of reflecting on a lot of where we've been and where we're coming from and where we want to go. So just like that analyzation of uh, your past and where you're going and all the things that you've done really helps you, because I think that a lot of times like you forget to do that. You
Mm.
forget like where you've come from, what you've done, and where you want to actually go. You just get caught up in the day to day.
Definitely.
So I think it's been really it's been therapeutic. There's like a whole mental health section where we talk about how we're feeling and kind of recognize that. which I think is really helpful. And just we just talk about all things that go into an independent artist's journey. So yeah, it's definitely like inspired me to create and do more and keep going forward and keep working hard, because that's like we talk about that kind of stuff all the time.
Hell yeah.
That's amazing. What are you listening to right now?
Well, I honestly don't listen to tons of new music. Most of the stuff that I listen to is like older stuff.
Same
Like
here.
I'm really into 70s and 80s R&B and funk.
Or
And like I don't know. I it sounds weird to say, but I really don't listen to music that much because I'm always making it. So a lot of
Right.
times I'm listening to the stuff that I've made, because, and you have to, and you just like literally like being in the studio working on a song for 8 hours, you're like listening to it over and over again. So after that, you don't really want to listen to anything. Like I just took a cross country road trip, and I didn't listen to music in the car hardly at all. I listened to
oh
podcasts
man, I
the
would
whole
have
time
died.
because it helped. Podcasts help me kind of like pass the time when I'm making like
Right.
a long road trip or something. But when I'm and plus, yeah, when I'm just driving around town, like I just put it on, or like soul, like 50s, 60s, 70s soul, like oldies. I
Hmm.
love that kind of stuff. That stuff is great. And so yeah, everything from like between the 50s and the maybe early 90s, mid 90s hip hop, but like I listened to I was listening to the pop station the other day just to hear what's going on right now,
Do you ever feel like you're like, what the fuck is this?
and
I
I'm just
haven't
like,
heard any. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. There's some good songs. You
No,
know
hey,
what
no,
song I
there
really
are.
do
There
like
are.
is uh Low Key Fuck 2020. Do you guys
What
know
song
that
is
song?
No.
that?
Oh. You guys don't know the new hip
No.
Oh my
song.
God, Adam, you're so. Wait. Is that really the name of the song, or was that you just saying to us, low key, fuck
No, no,
2020?
no.
No, I
There's
think
a
that's the
song.
song.
It's a really
By
good
who?
song.
God.
It's
Like
really
Ariana
cute.
Grande? Like who? Was that
No,
Dua
it's
It's
not
Lipa's
this
new
Ariana
one?
this new group
Grande.
called Avenue Beat. It's like three
Are
white
you kidding?
girls. No,
Wow.
but it's
You
really
know
Let's
what?
cute.
see.
It's really cute because it's a very kind of campy, fun song, and I love songs like that where you can really understand what the person is talking about in the song, and you can get like a little bit of humor, a little bit of playfulness, instead of like I'm not that big a fan of like super serious music.
I'm not either. I can't
Yeah.
really.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you heard Mariah Carey Save the Day, by the way? Has anybody heard that song? Just
Is
came
that
out.
like her brand new? She just came out with
Brand new.
a thing. I
Yes,
haven't
so
heard that yet.
technically it's featuring Lauryn Hill.
Oh,
Really what it is, it samples Killing Me Softly, the Fugees
Oh.
version.
uh,
But she had Lauryn Hill re-sing the sample basically. Um, it's good. It's sort of like it's very 90s hip hop. It's Jermaine Dupri did it, so it's very much like, all right, we're doing this. Cool. The beat is dope. She sounds great. It's sometimes I feel like I'd rather just listen to Killing Me Softly, but then, I also appreciate the effort. You know
yeah,
what I'm
Mm.
saying?
See,
yeah.
Adam, even Mariah's going back to her roots.
I
You're right
love
on
me some
time. You're right on
Mariah.
time, Adam. You're right on time.
I love Mariah. I'm a
I'm a
huge
lamb.
Mariah
Me too.
fan,
Me too.
especially because she writes all of her songs,
Yes, she
and
does.
that as a songwriter, that's there's a huge difference for artists with me that like actually write their own songs and
Totally.
don't.
Mm-hmm.
Are
Mm-hmm.
you one of those artists that when you write, do you feel the need to like go through all your old stuff and say, okay, how do I make the next chapter of this? Or do you need to just totally tune out everything that you've made and just totally start fresh? How do you
Yeah, no, I'm not a thinker. Like, I don't think about stuff like that at all. I just focus on like that new song
Mm.
and just want to make it, you know, like the best that it can be. I really don't think about like the other stuff that I've done. And I think that's kind of why like I have such a wide range of sounds that I've
You do.
done.
Yeah.
And it's always been hard for me to kind of focus on like I feel like most artists have their sound and like you hear a song you're like, oh, that's them. But like for me, I've gone from like neo soul to like dance to pop to electro to, you know,
Everything.
funk
You have to
to
do a Latin song
R&B
now.
to, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, you know.
We should write one, Adam.
But I think that's just I don't know, but I like a lot of different kinds of music, so I feel like there shouldn't be any reason that I should have to have just like one specific sound, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's
Okay,
hard.
let's-
Yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. You're fine.
No, I just know that it's hard because I try not to be a thinker, but then I become a thinker and I'm like, well, are people ready for this after I did that? Or you know, and it's like it's stupid. It's like if you're
Yeah.
gonna like the song, you're gonna like the song. Like honestly, if Mariah Carey came out with a fucking punk rock song tomorrow, I would definitely listen to it.
Right. It'd be
Yeah.
almost more reason to listen to it. you know?
Exactly. It would be more reason to listen to it because no one's heard that from her. Even if it sucks, it's going to get a lot of listens. So I don't know. I feel
Yeah.
like
I
I'm
mean,
just overthinking.
my motto for everything to like get me through it all is less thinking, more doing.
There you go.
I actually have that on my window every morning. I look at it. Adam, that's really his motto. That's 100%. And that's the way to do it, especially nowadays with how the industry is. You have to understand that about 94% of the things you're going to put out there, like you guys said in the podcast, like no one's going to care, but you do. You do it because you have to, because you need
Right.
to, because it's the way who you are, you know? So
Yeah.
100%, 100%. That's why I'm so excited about that you're going back and you're going to continue to write your EPs and everything, because I think it's an opportunity to kind of tap into that timeline of who you were then, but also like giving us the opportunity as listeners to meet you there too and get to know you who you are now, because there's obviously going to be a lot of influences of what you're talking about, like, you know, from the 50s to the early 90s, just in the way. But then now you've grown as a songwriter, you can say a lot of things that you can still make us laugh. You're still witty, like you're still going to carry the things from, you know, By Felicia, Daddy, and all those songs and the biz tracks, and put them in this like in this new format that is just yours, completely just yours. It's not to appease anybody. I'm really excited about that.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out if I'm going to have anybody else play on the record or if I'm just going to do it all by myself.
Yes!
Because I'm just, I don't know. I think it would be kind of cool just to like be like, oh, I did everything on myself.
I did
you know?
everything.
But it's not really necessary. Like, I mean, obviously, I can't play guitar. I can hardly play piano. So like, it's all very, you know, keep it simple. But maybe I'll call in, you know, some favors for some people to like play, you know, if I need horns or if I need guitar or something, like, you know, it's not really, I mean, honestly, most people have no clue who plays on what and never even care about it anyway. So, you know, I
Oh
think
yeah.
it's not
You don't
really
have the
that big of a
booklets anymore in the CD. We
I
don't know
know
who's on anything.
I wish they did
I
because that's,
know.
you know, people need to get credit for their work.
You know, I would much rather get like order the album. You know, I'd buy an album still online, but like just send me the booklet. I don't need the actual CD. Just send me the booklet, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or remember the posters? Like
That
there
would
was a
fold out.
booklet
Yeah.
or it was a full-on poster and you would have like Justin Timberlake. You remember that Justin Timberlake picture? That where he's wearing the white, you know what I'm talking
Yes.
about? The white
Yes.
beater?
Yeah.
Oh my God. I
Team Beat all
was
day and every day. But you know what?
Oof.
Honestly, that's a really great idea. Can you think about it though? Like, don't you get the email from everybody that buys your stuff anyways? Just send them a PDF of the booklet of everybody that was on your record and just be like, hey,
Just no, not even the PDF. Just send them the printout. Be like, listen, you don't need the CD. This
bro,
is
that's
just
money. That's money right there. Just a PDF,
Yeah.
honey. Send them the ebook. Send them the
what are they gonna
ebook.
do?
Well,
Print it?
there is something where you can buy like sometimes they have digital booklets on
Yeah.
iTunes connected to the album, but I don't know.
Yeah, but that's on your computer. Like I want to hang
You
it
don't.
up.
Yeah. There's something to
True,
be
true,
said to
true,
have
true.
something to hold in your hand. I had
Yeah.
a hard copy for my first album. I had a hard copy, but ever since then, I only did hard copies for 2 songs that I've done. Everything else has been digital at this point.
Hmm.
I mean, that's really the way it is. You know, I don't have anything. I don't have any hard copies for my stuff. So
I have
I
hard
don't see.
copies. I have a few hard
Do you
copies.
really?
I do,
Well,
yeah.
you for the Latin album, you have. I know you have a ton.
I have a hard copy of
copies.
that. I have a hard copy of my Positive Perception album. I have a hard copy of my very, very first album that I did when I got out of Berkeley. But I do want an Adam Joseph poster. So
I would
just
like an
saying,
Adam
I'm gonna
my
have to work on
birthday's
that.
coming up, Adam.
Look, the wall
Just
is
saying. Just saying. I'm not even kidding. I will
Saying.
follow up with you on this. If I don't get an Adam Joseph like the one like this, when you're like that. Oh my God.
Wait, do you have a no hate photo? I've always wanted. You
No,
know what
no,
I'm
I
talking
don't.
about. What's the guy's name that does it? I've
Adam
always
Buska.
wanted Adam Buska. I've always wanted an Adam Buska no hate photo where I'm like
Yeah.
posing really sexy, but I was gonna say I could hang that up on my thing. I don't know.
I want a Kendoll King poster too. I think I should start and that should be my background instead of this effing mandala. Should have all my
I
friends
love the
around me.
mandala.
I should have all my
I love-
friends around me in sexy poses. That's what I should do. That's called free promo. Fuck a merch. Give me a poster, guys. Send your merch over to me. I will plug your stuff. Yes.
Fuck a merch.
Especially you, Adam. Oh my God, you're legendary, Adam. You're absolutely legendary. Everybody knows you. We're walking down the street, and I'm sorry. Excuse me. Are you Adam Joseph? And he's like, oh yeah, hi. It's like, like you're legendary, Adam. Like we need your posters. So, autographed posters.
Maybe with this new album, I'll go for posters instead of the hard copy. We could just, you get a free poster or something. That would be fun. We need more posters now.
We need more
nowadays.
posters.
I told Nat I remember seeing your stuff on Logo when I was 17 years old. And
I sighed.
My age.
Before he said that. I don't know if you could hear it, but I sighed audibly.
Two
I was
weeks
like, here
ago.
we go.
Here it comes.
Weeks ago. No. That's
Bitch, I went to college, Adam. Like
I
shit.
started very young.
But it's funny. She says you're legendary. There it is. Just the fact that you got the representation on Logo at that time. Was it your first album that was that? I mean, I know it was like 07 maybe.
It was
Not dating anybody,
It was my first album. The first music video that I had on Logo was "Flow with My Soul," which was my first single for my first album, and yeah, and then I had a few more after that. One that was from the second single off my album, "You're Mine," and then I had "Faggoty Attention."
Faggoty Attention, I know that one.
That was also on Logo, and then I also had some more songs that I had produced and co-written with Johnny McGovern that were on Logo as well, and My Pumps with Erica Tor, and Peppermint serving it up.
Yes.
So there's a lot of that was an amazing time and an amazing platform for queer artists that really helped me get my name out there big time, because it's so hard to get on a big platform like that as an independent artist without a label behind you. And I was just really fortunate to meet the right people and get my foot in the door. So yeah, that was really a great time. I wish that they still did that show.
I also wish they still did that too. I would watch Big Gay Sketch Show, and then I would see like all these cool videos of people that like your VH1s and your MTVs weren't showing, and I was like, oh, I identify with this. Oh, I can do this.
Yeah.
Oh, I should go apply at Berkeley. So I do wish they did it too.
Yeah, I really do. We need. I mean, there are no what show where can you see music videos on TV anymore? It's just I guess, YouTube took the reins with that, but
They did.
just too bad because there's so much music out now that like it's really hard to break through at this
Oh
point.
my God. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say it is really, really overwhelming, but somehow, some way, Adam, like you have a beautiful following of people that are still constantly returning and seeing what you're up to. I mean, every time you post a new video, the comments are just people like, yes, thank you, thank you, yes.
I
It's an
mean, I tried
audible
to,
yes.
yeah, I really tried to kind of like harness the um, popularity of the bitch tracks that I did because that is already a brand, with the drag race or, like the famous celebrities of voices that I've used. I mean, I'm like that little fish on the great white shark that's like, swimming on the back.
Yeah.
But it works, and I'm like, at least maybe by people seeing this, they'll go look at my other music that might not be so popular or whatever. But it's a good promotional tool at mostly. That's why I and it's fun to do. But like I think that's one of the main reasons that I do it is because it serves as a promotional tool for my other music.
Right, and I loved it's not a bitch track, but I loved your cover of Love Will Never Do.
Oh,
Oh, thank you. Yeah, with my friend Lee Wilson, who also is a Berkeley alumni.
Really?
yep.
Uh,
Went to school with
Super
him
cool.
too. Yep.
yeah, he's a
Yeah.
great singer. He has a lot of great music out as well. Yeah, I was like really happy to be able to do that with him and cover Janet. I mean, she's such a great artist and such a great song. Um, yeah, that was really fun.
Are you excited for Black Diamond?
I don't
It's
know
her
about
new
this.
it's her new album. It was supposed to come out around this time. Um, she actually had a tour planned for this summer that
Mm.
obviously got canceled, but it was supposed to be her first album in like 7, 8
Oh wow.
years.
Well, yes, I am
Um,
now.
I'm so excited for it. I've been waiting for it, and I just hope that it doesn't get canceled. But it's
Yeah.
very
It
exciting
won't.
to hear about.
It won't. We're excited for
It
Janet
better
coming out with
not.
new music. Shoot. Psh. Ugh, that's a fact. Um, Especially, I mean, I don't know. I find Adam that, because I know you personally, um, it's amazing how much music you're constantly putting out that people don't really even know about that.
It is
Um,
amazing. Your
and
discography is nuts.
it's nuts. Like seriously, if you go to his website, it's just, hi, this is my body of work. It's incredible. But I was going to share, I mean, like, you inspired a lot of up and coming artists, Ken included. There's a lot of artists that one way or the other, you paved the road for them to come and say that there is space for me. There's an avenue that I can stand there and I can sing the way I want to sing. I don't have to, be a certain way. I don't have to do anything more than just be myself. Um, and you really pave the way for a lot of new artists that are working on currently working on music that no one's ever heard of them yet, and then everyone will, and it's because of you. And a lot of artists that to this day that are legendary, that you were behind them, that you created like their entire persona even at times, because they had no idea even how to sing the songs, right? um, what now that you're going to come out with this new record, and I'm going to keep talking about this new record because I really want the people to get excited about this, because I know I am. um what I know the bitch tracks kind of kept the tempo going for you, but
Hmm.
what was the biggest growth for you from your last record, which was love philosophy, right?
Right.
Yeah, to now, because I know the bitch tracks were in the middle, and you were working with other great artists, including me, and even collaborating with Ken on something. Wink, wink, wink.
We
But
have something very special.
I
Coming
know, wink, wink,
soon.
wink, coming soon, coming soon. But I'm just saying that, like, you know, there's and then plus in that now COVID, right? And then the podcast and losing really close friends because of it. And how for you, how has that growth been, and if you can share that with those that are your fans, that you one way or the other paved the way for them, you know, what would you share with them?
Uh, well, I think that this, this new record is kind of a chance for me to take all of the different things that I've done and kind of put them all together in a way that I've never done before. Because it's weird because most of the newer songs that I've done, and even like Love Philosophy, my second album, I did not produce that music. I worked
Mm,
with other producers, maybe co-produced, but like mostly it was other producers because I was very, I guess I was really, I never thought I was a good enough producer, and I thought that if I had used other people, it would always be better. You know,
Hmm.
even though I like wrote the songs, I would get them to produce the music to the songs, or if I would write the chord progression, but then I would like be like, this is how I want it to go, but I'm not gonna be the one that's like doing everything. But I did produce my first album, and I did produce a lot of other music for a lot of other people. And I found that for me, all of the songs that were the most popular for me, I had produced myself.
mm,
So it's
Interesting.
weird, like, I don't know. I still don't think that like I'm the best music producer in the world, but I guess there's something worked about it, and so now I'm like kind of like pushing the insecurity away and being like, you know what, just do it yourself, and it is what it is, and like, at least at the end of the day you can say that you did it and you trusted in yourself to finish it, and that's why I think this album is going to be different than any of my past albums.
Hmm.
Um, and because also like the songwriting aspect, because I've come so far as a songwriter from where I began, like really not knowing anything about songwriting or the technique of songwriting or what I really was trying to say at all with my first album. It's just kind of like wrote these songs when I was 19, 20 years old.
When you were 7 years old.
Right. And and now I feel like I have really figured out more. I mean, I'm still figuring out every day, but like more of like who I am as an artist and what I want to say and what I want to bring to my songs.
mm.
So I think
Mm.
that has had a huge impact on. I mean, I sent you the demo of the first song that I did. Like, it's definitely got a perspective. But yeah, it's very, I mean, it's very kind of like got a comedic feel to it, but at the
Cool.
same time, like very musical at the same time.
It's
So
killing, but it's awesome. It's everything that you have been writing as well. It's kind of like that wittiness, that quick punchline and getting to it, but then also you're singing, you're saying. You're
mhm.
saying it. Every time Adam and I would write, I would be like, but I want you to sing. I want you to sing, you know?
Yeah, it's weird. Sometimes when you're writing a song, like the melody and the song doesn't really you have to choose
That's how I feel.
how to like really use what you have, because it can be really easy to just like get stuck in this like simple little line, but then when you sing it back, it might be a great song, but it's like I wish I was really doing more on this song, you know um it's just like Mariah's stuff, like she was singing so much more on her old stuff, and then she got into this mode of like
Breathtaking. Yeah.
it's like one note, one note, one note, instead of like the huge belting
Right,
ballads and stuff.
right.
So I don't know, it's a choice you have to make as a songwriter.
I always felt too like there are times when I feel like I'm writing a song and I feel like I'm writing for I'm not writing for the singer that I am. I'm writing for what I want the song to be.
Yeah.
Do you find that sometimes like that's a push and pull?
I literally was just doing that with the song that I was working on today.
Really?
I started in a the idea that I started with was very like pop and very kind of like radio sounding and very simple, you know? And then I was like, and then I started making the track, and then I kind of tried one thing, and I was like, no, yeah, I want it to be much more soulful R&B bluesy, you know. And so then I just went a completely different way and ditched that old melody and like just transformed, and it really worked for what I'm trying to do, you know. Because I think that especially as an independent artist, you want to do something. You don't want to do exactly what's going on right now. You want to do your own thing. So because the main thing, as especially as a recording artist, is how are you going to stand out from the millions of other people that are doing this? You know,
Of course, because everyone's doing the same shit.
Right. So if you sound just like somebody else, then what's the point? You know.
Yeah.
So you want to really like focus on like, I mean, that's what I want to focus on, like doing something different, which was my goal for a long time. I was like, I don't want to sound like everybody else. I want to sound different. And then I kind of like got more into, as I got more into the industry, I was like, no, it has to sound commercial and whatever. And
the ultimate
so I'm
struggle.
really trying to like get away from that at this point.
Yes.
Yeah, we had a long conversation. Me and Diversity had a long conversation about this when I was in LA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A clinic.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, there's so much wisdom in you, Adam, and I'm really glad that you're doing the podcast so that you and Erica, also Erica's full of wisdom as well, and I'm so glad that she's putting herself again. He's putting himself back in the limelight and getting out there, and he just released a new single called "Lady of the Night," correct?
Yeah, well, it's actually an EP that's called
Oh.
Lady of the Night, with the single is called Lady of the Night, and yeah, there's like 5 more songs on there, and we shot like a music video for it and everything. You guys can go watch that Erica tour on YouTube. That yeah, we co-wrote all the songs and I produced all the music.
Hell yeah.
Love that.
There's so much wisdom in you, Adam, and I'm excited that you're going to continue the podcast, but then also that you're using a lot of this information to kind of continue to put music out in a way that is fun, that is light, but still honoring your musicality, honoring your growth as an artist. It's really important. I hope the kids that are watching are learning how it's done and it's done right. I mean, shit. You know
Can
that.
we maybe get an exclusive album title reveal? Maybe.
Untitled.
Sure.
Can we get
Well,
a hint,
I don't know what the
maybe?
album's gonna be called, but the song I was working on today is called "Only Fans."
Yes, that's funny. In my I have a list where I keep.
Yes.
You know, sometimes when you're writing and you see something, you either write something down, like an idea for a lyric, or for me, I just have song titles. So I have a list of song titles, and on one of the top things is OnlyFans or Fans Only, or what's the other one? There's OnlyFans and
Oh yeah,
Just for Fans.
Just for Fans. Yeah.
Just for Fans, which
Well,
I guess
were
they can
aligned.
use both of those titles, but
You were aligned with Adam. That's what it was.
there it is.
You guys have
There
to
it is.
continue to collaborate. Oh my God.
We have a very Adam wrote, I'll tell our viewers, Adam wrote this dope song and we got in touch because of you, Nat. And Adam, you sent me like 3 versions of the same song and they were all very different. And I'm not going to reveal what it.
No, you can. I've actually talked about that song on my podcast.
I'm so excited.
And
tell me
yeah,
about
it's called Whitney Houston. The
Houston.
song is called Whitney Houston.
The song is, and just the way it is very intelligently written. All of the references, I don't think you could put any more literal references into a song, into a melody that weaves very all of her melodies together, basically. and so you sent me 3 different versions, and I could tell when you were telling us about, like, wanting to sound commercial, there was one version that was very commercial that I was like, "I like it, but that's not it," and then there was another, I think it was the first one you sent me that I really loved, and you're like, "Can you do something with this?" And I was really excited to do it for you. I was nervous because I knew you produced too, so I was like, "All right, what am I gonna
Oh
do?"
no, you turned that track out. I was like amazed because you
That
sent
that
it back so fast too. You're like, oh, here I did this, and I was like, oh my god, it's like
you
exactly what
inspired
I had in
me.
mind. It
Ah!
was
Oh my
amazing,
god.
and like I can't wait for people to hear it. It
I
should be done pretty soon. I wrote that song in 2015,
Hmm.
and I had all these different versions. I produced the original demo for it, which is I think the version that you're talking about
mhm.
that you heard that was like closest to what you did. And then there was another version that was much more pop, and then there was like another track. I had like these instrumental tracks, so I was like putting it over different tracks to hear what I
Yeah.
liked more. And but yeah, it's like super early 90s, late 80s, early 90s sound, and which I just love. And um
Me
yeah,
too.
it's all like literally almost every lyric of the song is a Whitney Houston song title. So it's kind of like the song titles are pieced together to make the story. Um so yeah, I don't know if there's
It's
any other
brilliant.
song that's ever been written like that, but
And
Yeah.
you sang in. You sang in. He
Well, I
it's
mean,
sang
you would
in.
have to sing, and you know that not every artist can do a song called Whitney Houston. You know, which is
I
why
hope that it's a song that like, students decide to like audition to Berkeley with.
call
To
me
show their
Whitney
range, to show
Houston.
That
range,
would be a gag. That
to
would be a
show
gag.
range, to be that
That would be
one.
the gag. Yes, it
Yeah.
would.
So there you go.
I'm actually gonna do the final touches on it tomorrow because I pretty much recorded the song already. I think I sent you a clip or something,
You
a
did.
snippet. But I have a couple more ad libs that I need to scream out tomorrow. And
And you
then
better scream them.
yeah,
That
and
that's
it's
what I need.
very, very high. So uh I have to wait for my roommate to leave so that I can just have silence and just, yell at the microphone for a few hours. But
Home studio
I'm
life.
really excited about that song because it's been so long since I wrote it and every person that I've told that I had a song called Whitney Houston, they're like, "Can I hear it?" I'm like, "No, you can't," because it's not done yet.
It is so
I'm
good. It's so so good. I remember the first time you kind of showed me like the little demo of it. I remember, I think I just stood there staring at you, and I was dumbfounded, and I was like, "Oh my!" I was like, I yelled and things. It was, and I'm so excited that when the world gets to hear it. So we're gonna be definitely plugging the shit out of it because I mean, we love
we are
you.
going to plug the
Um,
shit out of it.
and it's a family affair here. So, but also everybody check out Daddy, which is Adam's last uh,
Which we
vocal.
co-wrote together.
We did cover that one.
Yeah.
Yes, we did, and it was so good because I won't tell the story of how it came about because Adam was just having one of those weekends, and but it was.
That's how the best songs come out, darling.
But it was so wonderful. I love writing with you, Adam. I really do. It's always fun because it's a hang. It's a
Yeah.
hang. And the next thing you know, Adam just reels it in. He always knows how to he knows I'm a floater. I float. I just kind of but it's good because
Yeah, a little bit.
I think when he doesn't, and then he thinks when I don't. So like it works.
Yeah.
We work very well. As your mistress,
Yeah, I know.
I am definitely
I just want to lock you in the studio and have you here all the time.
I'm coming. I'm coming, baby. Just wait for me. Just wait for me. I'm coming. We gotta wait till we're gonna be in a confined space together without the governors turning off the electricity on us.
Oh God.
Oh God.
Well,
uh,
Adam, we definitely. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, that's it. I was gonna say I love you.
Adam, we want you to come back when that album is done. We want you to talk all about it. I'm so excited to finally get to talk to you and let the children know how to find you. Tell them.
Oh yeah, you guys can go to my website AJO Music. That's ajomusic.com. You can find all my stuff there, or if you're on Twitter and Instagram, you can follow me at Adam Joseph Music.
Awesome. Follow Adam. Be sure to like our podcast, subscribe, hit the notifications. Give it up for our friend Adam Joseph.
We love you, Adam. We love
you guys.
We love you
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for
so
being on the show. I love you. Thank you. And thank you guys again for watching us. We love you so much. And thank you for joining us on Universe.
Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Universe, a podcast experience. We love you for listening, and we want you to be up to date with all of our content, so be sure to follow us on Instagram at Universe Podcast.
That's Universe without the E and podcast, all one word. Give us a like on Facebook too, and subscribe to our YouTube channel.
And don't forget to tap that bell icon so you'll get notifications every time we post a new episode.
We'll see you next time on Universe.